What's going on YouTube? Y'all, oh shit, hold on, wait. I got the fan on. It's like right behind the. Oh, gee, wait. Where is the knob and the? Okay. Oh, turned it up. Oh, okay, there it is. Okay, my bad. I meant to turn the fan off and I didn't turn the fan off because I don't know if y'all can hear because it's like right by. It doesn't matter. Look, what's up, YouTube? Y'all, squad. This your boy Yakuti. This is your review for The Real Housewives of New Jersey, season 12, episode 8. Really quickly before we get started, because I always have an announcement. I am currently watching seasons 9, 10, and 11 because I'm gonna have to backpedal and pussy pop. Okay, I'm gonna just say I'm gonna have to do it because there are, at least with the Instagram beef between Melissa and Jackie. I'm sorry, Melissa and Jen. Jen wasn't wrong. I'm just saying she wasn't, to a degree. After I think it was All True T actually had it chronologically listed how the back and forth went. Yeah, no. But it stemmed from the reunion, so I'm going back to see, does Jen really react or does she just start ish and then it just is what it is. So I'm going back, building a case, building an argument. I'm going to grab some other YouTubers so we can do like a panel discussion about it, just to see how other people feel and seeing if going back and actually go, because I'm literally going episode by episode, who said what, who did what, to see what it is. Because even though tonight's episode debunks the second half of them trying to ice her out, just kind of diving into it. So hopefully I can do it before next. It'll probably be later in the week next week. I want to do it before Tuesday, before the episode, but again, there's a lot going on, and I'm still doing my pre-Passover cleaning because Passover's on the 15th, which means so I have a lot to do, many rooms to go through, but nevertheless, I'm done talking because we're 2 minutes in. So here is the review. So Jen and Marge, they meet up for, I want to say, a snack. Obviously, Marge has a sponsorship, I think, with Coffee Mate or whatever, because she ordered black coffee, but took out, I think it was Coffee Mate, Snickers flavor, poured it in there. We see you. And I think she did it that way so Bravo doesn't get a cut of the money. But yeah, if somebody's taking something out of their purse or satchel, what messenger bag, whatever, and begins, pouring it or whatever, obviously cameras want to catch it. So okay, good look. But nevertheless, Jen says she never shared this with anyone, the news about her husband, and it hurt her kids, and it keeps going back to the kids and whatnot. And look, and I say this a lot. When it comes to certain situations, I may be able to empathize with you, but I can't sympathize with you. And I know firsthand how it is to sit here and bury some stuff deep, deep, deep down to where you ultimately forget about it. But at some point, unless you go on to glory first, it's gonna pop back up, and it's gonna be worse than it had you dealt with it right then. So the fact that you didn't deal with it don't mean anything, because here's the reality. Yeah, you didn't say nothing, but here's the reality. At a minimum, three people knew. You knew, Bill knew, and the girl that he cheated with knew. So how do you know that the girl that he cheated with didn't share with Marge? But nevertheless, we go keep on going. Marge says that she didn't want to hurt her with this and thought she would just brush it off. Now, most people wouldn't get what that meant. Here's what this meant. It was the beginning of a shooting, the beginning of the season. For the last couple of seasons, Jersey come in hot episode 1. Like last season, episode 1, hot fire. Okay. Dylan, 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 Dylan. I can't wait for Potomac to come back so I can call Hey Arnold's child Dylan. That's my dude. But nevertheless, she thought that, okay, I can say this, I can get it cracking, I can get it popping. We maybe spend one whole episode on this because I guess she feel like, okay, they probably dealt with it, and she gonna brush it off. It's one of those reality TV show stunts where, because the reality is, when the shows initially start, people have an idea of what their storyline might be, but it may not be fleshed out. So some people come in real heavy and hot. Case in point, Potomac, for those who watch, the issue between Karen and Giselle, we all know a lot of it is put on, but it was clear to see that they came in with the whole, we gonna start this off. And once other storylines started to happen, they literally wrapped that thing up real nice and clean with a bow so all the other women can have their issues going on. Same thing here. So she thought, okay, you're just gonna like we gonna talk about it for one whole episode. You gonna brush it off. We gonna be done with it. She didn't know this was going to hurt her the way that it did. Hopefully that explains everything. So Jen doesn't want to talk about it because of fear of the dissolution of their marriage. Like that is something that is concerning her. Like if we talk about, if I talk to him about this, we could get to a point where we realize we don't need to be together. It might take that, but I know that since they have 4 children together, that's probably going to be that thing that a deterrence. Because I know families, especially those with that old school mentality, where you stay in it for the kids. I actually know a couple. I'm gonna leave it at that, where the man stayed up until his last child graduated high school, and then he up and left and started a brand new family. I'm just saying I know things. All right, praise God. So Marge encourages her, pours into her and tells her, oh no, you're going to fight for your marriage. Like you're just not going to let it go by the wayside. She even said to her, when I had my affair, my marriage was already over. Yours still has life in it. You need to fight for it. Jen feels that him not defending her is worse than the affair. Now, I have to pull a quote from Giving You the Real Tea, also known as Gas with Tea. Because when she said that, I looked at the screen like, I know you fucking lie. So you mean to tell me that the fact that he stood there and allow women to do what women do, and that is verbally argue with each other, and things sort of kind of get physical between her and Melissa. You mad because he stood there and just let it happen? So you are more mad at that than you being 9 months pregnant and you find out at 9 months that he been cheating. Okay, all right. Anyway, I'm gonna let it happen. Jen says that she owns her part in what happened and that Marge is not at fault. So my question is this: did you always know Marge wasn't at fault, or did it take this conversation for you to realize that this wasn't your fault? I don't know. Ask some questions. Jen said, I'm sorry, and then she also said she wants to work things out with Melissa with the help of Marge, which we see this later on in the episode. And she wonders why Jackie feels the way that she feels. And Marge pretty much says, yeah, even though Teresa did start it, when it was all said and done, it was all said and done. But you were the one that went digging. And Jen is just like, how you know Teresa didn't go digging? Now, this is a in Marge's head. And Marge asks her, pretty much it's like, did Teresa have you go digging? And just like, yeah, I can't answer that, but I'm just gonna say that I own my part in all of this. Y'all heard me say, and I think it was the last dang on review I did. Y'all heard me say that Teresa put this was a scheme Teresa set up to come to us with the book. I told you, y'all gonna start listening. Y'all gonna start listening to me. I know some. And Marge, so Marge asked her about, the rumors about Louie, and if she even questions that there could be violence there. And Jen's whole thing is, if I felt that something was going on there, I would say something to her. All right, cool. Now I'm going to say this, Marge, you ain't slick, because Marge knew exactly what it was. She is like, okay, we need to go ahead and cut this thing between me and Jen right now, because don't know, like she don't want to do the back and forth, and I'm pretty sure she knew we don't want to deal with the back and forth. But this is the perfect opportunity to sit here and really get things revved up when it comes to Teresa, because she didn't have to bring up Teresa. Now Teresa been in her mouth this whole entire time, so since you don't have a storyline, okay, cool, you and Teresa going there for the remainder of this season, all right, cool. But we know what you was doing. But if I didn't already say it, Jen says if she sees something, she will say something. So now we get DeLolo, and we find out that her mom is doing well. She has a week left in the hospital. She's doing some shopping with Frank. Frank says that David stopped by and spoke with him and whatnot. And Dolores is like, now Dolores just like, okay, well, dang, he reaching out to everybody, and he came and met with you personally. But Frank was just like, yeah, I mean, but he talks about you. talks about you in high regards, but he's just hurt, which is understandable. And now I do feel, some of his actions is, very trick made. Y'all know what word I wanted to say. But hey, the man's hurt, and people respond differently. All I'm gonna say is this, because it's gonna come up in just a little bit. At least he's not doing what a lot of trick made dudes do and start going around talking cash money about this woman. Lying on her pocketbook and all this other stuff. So at least there's that. We find out from all the girls talking with their kids and spouses and whatnot that Tracy wants to do a team building exercise. I've done them while I was in the military. They're fun and whatnot. And a lot of times you do get paired up with people that you don't necessarily like. Because if you are paired up with people that you already like, it doesn't help anything. Whatever. So we get Jackie talking to Evan. She got her her lab results back, and the not the clinic, but the specialty place that she went to pretty much says there's three options that she can do. The first is inpatient. Jack was like, I ain't doing it. I got 4 kids. Now, I feel that is an excuse. Okay. Mostly given the fact that, because again, I told y'all I'm in season 9 right now. When we get introduced to Jackie somewhere between episodes 2 and 3, we found out that she had a nanny boy back when. Again, I forgot. It's been a while. And we all know Jackie got money. She just don't spend her money. But if that was really the case, and if Evan is still working, you could have a nanny, or you could have your mother and your father over, and they could, take care of your children while you're going through this tough, tumultuous time. But she said that ain't what she gonna do. Evan is looking at her like, really, really. So then she says, then they offer. The second one is 3 nights a week and 3 hours a night. She is like, no, I can't be away from my family for 9 hours a week. But you're away from your family doing filming for this show. Okay. And then she says that they have a therapist that is on site, but it's an outpatient therapist that can meet with her during, whenever it's convenient for her. She feels that is the best option, but Evan and I both feel that Jackie is in denial. Now we get Melissa. Melissa talks about pushing her daughter. Joe pretty much says her, you should probably suggest and not push. And I didn't mention this last week, but I find it to be funny that, and I can understand another reason why Antonio is upset. Because it seemed like the move had more to do with Gino and with Joey Jr. than it does with Antonia. Because again, we're not going to sit here and pretend as if Melissa isn't also male identified, as most women are on this show. So pretty much you made the move with your boys in mind, and they're the youngest of your 3 children, but you don't have your daughter in mind. So pretty much you uprooted her. Okay, y'all get where I'm going. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. All right, we get Jen. Seems like I'm speeding through this. All right, come on. Do you thug this, y'all? So Jen is with her husband, and there is a candidate for a live-in housekeeper. That comes up. Jen brings up that they haven't dealt with their problems and they just moved past it, letting him know, like, we never dealt with this. And she pretty much tells him how, I went, me and Marge made up. Now, Bill doesn't see the reality aspect, the reality show aspect of this. It's just, this is his reality. His whole thing is like, y'all made up that quick. So you was just that quick to forgive. And her whole thing is, I don't want to fight no more. And he looking at her like, I hear what you saying, but you made up that quick. And he told her, okay, that's cool. I ain't messing with the dudes. Obviously, we know that's a lie because they should have kept the part of Bill kissing Joe Gorga. They should have just kept him from the mid-season trailer, and that this would have had a little bit more impact. But I can understand it because I'm one of those where it's like, you do me dirty, I ain't got it to do. Now, at the same exact time, I do feel that Bill needs to hear more, like listen, instead of hearing what the men had to say. Again, you ain't got to sit here and trash your wife and do none of that, but at least be able to be like, okay, I hear what you're saying. I'll have a conversation with my wife. Nevertheless, move forward. So we get Jackie and Marge. Jackie rehashes what happened, like her results from her lab work. Marge rehashes what happened when she spoke with Jim, and even mentioned the whole Teresa aspect of it. And Jackie is upset, just like, really? And this scene happens simultaneously where we have Dolores, Teresa, and Jen. Again, I'm going through some of this because a lot of it is rehashing, and we don't need to spend that much time on it because there's other stuff we need to spend time on. So, let me see. Dolores lets us know that there is a fight going on between her siblings, about who's going to take care of her mother when her mother gets out of the hospital. I forget exactly where she's, like where in the hospital they had her. I forgot to write that down. But Delolo also lets us know that David has, said that he would care for Dolores' mother. And I saw a lot of people on Twitter like saying, how is it that he can do this for Dolores, like can tend to Dolores' mother, but he ain't spent time with Dolores? Let's be clear. I'm pretty sure they spent time together. He just wasn't trying to do the show antics because not everybody's trying to be, in front of the camera. But if y'all recall, I forget which season it was. I want to say it was season 10 when Frank had his accident and messed up his leg slash knee. And what happened? David moved him in and had him on the first floor and made sure that he was taken care of and rehab back to, where he is currently right now. So I think he can do it. And at the same exact time, I don't even think that was him being petty. It's just I'm pretty sure he still cares for the family. Because if you don't care for somebody's family, you not finna offer up your house to sit and help somebody. You not finna do it. Now, so Dolores lets us know that she did see David in the hospital. He looked at her, turned, and then went to go talk to her family. Now, I sat there and I laughed, and I'm just like, that is a petty, you know what? But that's something I don't know. I mean, I've stiffed armed my brother one time when he tried to sit here and walk up on me like shit was cool. Like, we ain't had issues for, years now. He gonna walk up to me like, hey, like, nah. I'm telling too much of my business. Back to this right here. So, Jen rehashes what happened between her and Marge, and then she brings up the whole red flags thing, and then Teresa is now upset with Marge. And again, I think that Marge helped put this into motion because she knew that Jen was gonna carry a bone. Okay, because y'all know the saying. What's the saying? Any dog that will carry a bone will take a bone. She knew she was gonna take a bone back to Teresa. And you had Jen saying, well, I don't do digging. Now, I don't always see. Look, me and Delora, we hit 25% of the time. It was 25% because she was just like, no, Jen, you did do some digging. And I'm like, well, thank you for calling her out. It would be nice if you can call out the other one that was sitting at the table, but that's probably asking for too much. So now we're at the team building event. Marge rehashes with Melissa everything that happened. Melissa is now having second thoughts about her beef with Jen. Now again, that's fine. Like, okay, I'm being compassionate and whatnot. I'm one of those where it's just like, okay, she going through. Me personally, I would have been like, okay, you going through something, man. They have nothing to do with what you said. Again, let me say, if you separate the IG post from the reunion, well, no, you really don't have to. Because Melissa decided right after the reunion to sit here and do the post that she did. Jen responded. Then Melissa responded. And then when Jen responded, that's when her family got called crooks. Well, it is what it is. Nevertheless, we knew you ain't have a storyline. And I guess now at this point, because Antonia is her storyline, I can drop this with Jen. For y'all, again, I watch reality TV. I know how this thing works. I'm just trying to let y'all know. I'm trying to put y'all up on game. So Marge pretty much says that she called Serena, the one woman that Jen did say she called. And Serena pretty much told her, like, yeah, when Jen called me, she pretty much said that Teresa wanted to know. And we all knew. We didn't need Serena to sit here and verify what we knew, but we appreciate it. And Dolores tells Marge that, okay, look, Teresa's coming in high at both you and you, Tracy. She mad at the both of y'all. And it's one of those where I can appreciate that, but I wouldn't have said nothing. Like, me being a friend, I got it. It's like, brace y'allself for it. No, it's just like, okay, well, because my thing is, my name Bennett, I ain't in it. I ain't finna say nothing. So Delolo shares that Jen never said anything to, guard her spouse. Translation. Because that was a paraphrase, but what she pretty much trying to say is they went through what they went through, and she didn't tell anybody, mostly due to the fact that I tell everybody they're now going to have a different opinion of my husband, and now we done sat here and we done made up. But now that we done made up, people still don't like him for what he did to me, which is one thing that you do hear a lot of people say to married couples or people in relationships. Don't tell everything to your family because y'all make up, but they still mad, which is understandable. But this is a major offense, especially because I'ma just say at a minimum he was cheating on her the whole entire 9 months of the last pregnancy. Could have been longer. I don't know the deets, but I'm just saying. I'ma just say that much. Yeah. Your family better be mad. But anyway, Teresa comes in with gifts and an attitude. She has a problem with two people because they talk behind her back. Mars says, well, she would say something, but she's going to throw a temper tantrum. Facts. Teresa is being a Debbie Downer, mad about the whole thing, mostly because it was not only because Tracy's the one that created this event, she's also teamed up with Tracy because Tracy understands that there is beef there and again is trying to have a moment. But I'm also one of those where it's just like, I got it's a reality show thing and some people are paid per episode or whatever. I ain't trying to be nowhere where I'm tolerated. I want to be somewhere where I'm celebrated. And that's just that on that. Like, for real, for real. Anyway, whatever. Mars says says to Jen that she read between the lines. Now, okay, in this moment, it's Jen, Marge, and Delolo. Was it Delolo? It might have been Delolo. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I know it was those two. And she said I read between the lines of what it was, and I felt like Teresa should have had your back a little bit more. I think Delolo was sitting right there. And Jen feels like, yeah, I wish she would have my back. And she said in her confessional, because her, Dolores, and Teresa all have that old school mentality, she wants to keep that relationship. No, I mean, I'm not saying that's not a thing, but you also want to keep that relationship because Teresa is the queen bee of the show, and you want to at least be attached to her. Because as long as you're attached to her, you will have a spot on the show. But the fact that you be sitting here obliterating these women with your tongue, you only whatever. But again, I guess people don't want to film with you. Whatever. So Teresa is up there with Delolo and is saying, no, I'm sorry. It's Dolores, Jackie, and Teresa that are there because Teresa walks up and she is saying that Marge was wrong for all of this because they tell her like, okay, well Marge and Jen made up, and she's just like, well, why didn't make up when Marge started all of this? And they were just like, especially Jackie was like, she might have revealed it, but none of this would have happened had Bill not had the affair. So it literally starts there, not with what Marge did. And you have Teresa steady trying to drive this point home, and Jack is looking at her just like, I know you lie. The same woman that went around spraying the room by my husband last, like I know you. She ain't say it. That's the look she gave. And Marge can hear all of this, and she's very much paying attention to what's going on, the activity. But she pretty much turns to them just like, look, this had already been hashed out. I don't know why we talking about it. I can hear it. Can you please stop it? They done made up. That needs to be it. They get to yelling back and forth. You look like Ish, you look like Ish, and it picks up from there. I didn't do really detailed notes in this particular piece because they're literally going to pick right up there with Teresa starting the Ish and then it flowing out. So that's why I did not take really comprehensive notes at this particular part. But that is all that I have. You all, please stay tuned to the channel, and you will know when that panel discussion is going to happen. It's going to happen sometime next week. I don't know who the panelists are going to be just yet, but hopefully everyone that I want to invite, hopefully they will come up there and we just gonna have a good old time. Plus the video won't be monetized, so we're gonna talk our mess. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. I love you all. And yeah, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.